Hey guys, Emily Weber here. Thank you so much for joining me for this full length Pilates Reformer class where we're working on arms today. To begin class, we're going to be doing it standing inside the reformer at the back. I have one blue spring on my machine. That is one light spring. I do not work in half springs. All right, we're going to come to the back. I've taken my handles off and put them to the side to reduce tripping. I'm going to place one hand on the shoulder block, the other hand on the shoulder block, and while I'm holding on, I'm going to carefully step in. I want to find a quadruped position with my body. So I want my shoulders directly over my wrists and my hips directly over my ankles. I want my feet about 6 bones distance apart. Inhale, exhale. Rotate your elbows so the inner aspects are facing the foot bar. So it's helping to pull the shoulders away from the ears. Draw the belly up and in and wrap the ribs together. If you have a mirror nearby, go ahead and take a look and make sure that you have a flat back with no sway. From there, I have a slight bend in my elbows. I'm going to pull back without moving anything in my body. I'm stabilizing through the body. And pull back. Slow in, slow out. Here's 3. Here's 4. And here's 5. Now, take your left hand, don't rotate your shoulders, and bring the fingers over to rest on top of the right hand. Now pull the arm back. Slow in, slow out. While you're doing this, try not to rotate the hips or anything in the body, and try not to break the wrist in the right hand too much. Abs up and in, draw the ribs together. Try to have a continuous line from the tip top of your head out through your tailbone. All right, when the carriage comes back to the bumper, place your left hand back over on the left shoulder block. Place your right fingers on top of the left hand and pull there. You'll feel the stabilization in different areas throughout your body while you're doing this exercise with one arm. Abs up and in. Ribs wrapped together, squeezing in the area under the arms, down the ribs. Place the right hand back on the shoulder block. If you have hip issues, please continue to do this series again with your heels under your sits bones. If you don't, we're going to hold on to the shoulder blocks. Take one foot outside the reformer, take the other foot outside the reformer. We're going to turn it up to a wide Pilates V position, wider than your feet would be on the foot bar because we're to the outside of the reformer, but similar. We're going to track our knees over our big toes, and we're going to stand up as much as we can to begin. Now hinge your body forward in a flat back position to find your hands on the shoulder blocks. From here, we're going to squat down and stand back up. And squat and up. Now if your arms are bending a lot, come back a little further. There you go. You'll have to hinge forward a little bit more when you stand up. But when you're doing the arm work, it'll make a lot more sense. So stay down, draw those shoulders up, back, and down. Stay in the flat back hinge position, slight flat back hinge. Draw the shoulders, the elbows back towards the uprights. Tweeze the bottom tips of the shoulder blades together, just like you're doing chest expansion. But stay in the squat, really squeezing those glutes, working the turnout, trying not to break your wrist too much. One more here. Now, take the left hand, place the fingers, mine go more on my right wrist or right top of my hand. I don't want to rotate, and pull back for 5 and 4, 3, 2, and 1. Try to keep a completely neutral spine. Release back to the bumper. Place the left hand back on. Place the fingertips of the right hand at the top of the hand closest to the wrist and pull back. Try not to rotate your shoulders or your hips. If you're rotating your shoulders or your hips, try coming a little closer to the shoulder blocks. 2 more. 1 more. All right, place the right hand back on the shoulder block. Come up to standing, release 1 foot. When you place it on the ground, take 1 hand off the shoulder block, other hand off the shoulder block. Good job, guys. Whew. Let's do some footwork lying down, right? We deserve it. Hybrid step if you would like. Neck pillow is great if that's what you prefer for footwork. to 4 of the heaviest springs. But if those are not your normal footwork springs, please use whatever you're most comfortable with. Place the weights. I use ball weights to the side. I use lighter ball weights. I use 2 pounds so that I can make sure that I'm not working my neck muscles, because that's what works on me when it's too heavy. I'm going to come down onto my back. We're only using the weights in the beginning of class, so don't worry about it, right? All right, let's go ahead and start with our arms down by our sides. We're going to hover them up with a slight bend in our elbow. Flatten the shoulder blades. Make sure you're not arching in the back here. I have a Pilates V with my heels up a little higher than I normally would. From here, with my elbows hovering off the mat, I'm going to bend my arms into a bicep curl position. Don't rest the weights on your shoulders. Now, I'm going to inhale to press out. I'm going to straighten my legs and straighten my arms. And then I'm going to exhale back in. I'm sorry. Inhale away and exhale back in. And inhale away and exhale back in. Really resist the tension. And feel the weights helping to pull your shoulder blades down while creating a load or more challenge for your back to stay down at the mat as well without arching. Let's do 2 more. 1 more. Now, leave your elbows off the mat. Bring your feet to a parallel position on the heels with the feet flexed. Your feet will be separated under your sits bones again. Bring your elbows to a lower T. So your elbows should be underneath your shoulders. You shouldn't have your elbows in line with your shoulders. When we straighten, pressing through our heels, we're going to straighten our arms to a T position. But again, I have a slight bend in my elbows, and so the load's not too much. And my arms are below my shoulders. When I bend my knees, I bend my elbows, and then I press away, straighten legs, straighten arms. Bend arms and legs, straighten arms and legs. Try to find that squeeze under your arms that we had for the beginning of class so that we're not getting into the neck. Here's 8. And here's 9. And here is 10. From there, we're going to bring our arms wide to a wide Pilates V position. Bring your hands up over your sternum 12th rib. Tap the balls together in the center. If you have weights, don't worry about bringing them all the way in to tap them because it can cause a crunching in the pecs. And we want to keep those shoulder blades nice and flat and wide. So we're going to inhale, press away, and open our arms to a hug a tree position. So a little bit more of a bend than the T bicep curls. We're going to bend our knees to come in and bring it back to a closed tree. Now open to a wide tree and close to a narrow tree. And open and close. As we open the springs, we open the arms. As we close the springs, we close the arms. Here's 6, 7, 8, 9, 1 more, and 10. Now come back in. Now open your arms to the open tree position. Now come up to the balls of your feet. Put the weight between your big toe and your second toe. Now as you press the carriage open or away from the bumper, you're going to bring your hands down to your hips, hovering off the mat. Bring the carriage in and open the arms wide. Narrow arms, carriage away, and open and arms wide. Now inhale and exhale. And inhale, shoulders nice and wide. Don't let your shoulders start to take over and around. This is why we use lighter weights, right? Here's 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and here is 10. Now come all the way back in. Bring your balls together real fast. You can rest them on your body real fast if you want. Now bring the legs all the way together. Squeeze everything together and come up under the balls of your feet. Press up into a demi-arch or high point or high heel position. Now, bring your arms straight up. When your arms are straight up, they shouldn't be behind you. You shouldn't feel the shoulder blocks pressing into you unnecessarily. You should feel the pressure of your shoulder blocks in your upper shoulder area. Tweeze the bottom of the ribs together, or the bottoms of the shoulder blades together. Really draw the ribs together, draw the belly button to the spine. Now, as you press out, you're going to bend your elbows to a 90-degree position. They shouldn't go back further than the shoulder blocks. And as you come back in, you straighten your arms. Now, straighten your legs, bend your arms. Straighten your arms, bend your legs. Your balls should be separated to either side of your head, to either side of your temple. They shouldn't be touching in the center. We don't want any unnecessary rounding in the shoulders. Good. Here's 6. And here's 7. And 8. Here's 9. And one more. Here's 10. Good job. Place the balls down by your side as you press yourself up to sitting. We're going to change our springs over to single leg work springs. Today our single leg work springs are going to be one medium and one light spring. On my machine that is one red and one blue. I only need one ball for this, but you can hold on to both of them. I'm going to keep one in each hand, but we'll only lift one up off the mat at a time. So I'm going to come to a Pilates V position. I'm going to extend my left leg over the carriage. I'm going to make my right arm light. It's hovering about right here with the bicep off. Sorry, you can't see because of my left leg or my right leg. From there, as I extend the carriage away, I'm going to lift my arm and my leg straight up to the ceiling. I'm going to separate them to opposite sides and circle them back down to the starting position. The leg will be hovering off the foot bar, the arm is hovering off the mat. And lift and circle. Make sure you're not circling around so far that your opposite side with the ball is lifting off the mat. You should find that you have a little bit more freedom of movement with the ball because the weight of the ball is offsetting the weight of the leg here. And so you have a little bit easier time really moving the leg around. Now reverse. Arm and leg will circle to the side and come straight up, and then go down to the foot bar. And then circle. When your arm comes down with the ball weight, the palm will flip up to the ceiling so that your shoulder is released. So you're not feeling too much pressure in your shoulder. One more. Good. From there, we'll rest the right arm, rest the right leg in Pilates V. Extend the right leg over and bring the left arm to hover off the mat with a slight bend. Now, arm and leg will lift. Circle the arm and leg to the side and down and around as you bring the carriage back into the bumper. Leg hovers off the foot bar, arm hovers off the carriage. And lift and around. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale. We're working the turnout on both legs the entire time because both legs are working in turnout. One more in this direction. And now reverse. Circle the arm and leg away and up and then down. Flip the palm up like I am right now. So, my palms up to the ceiling and up to the ceiling. Good. And then that way, it won't be too much pressure on your shoulder. The lat muscles or the underside of the arm and ribs can go ahead and take over a little bit for you and make it a little easier. Come all the way into the carriage. Palms up to the ceiling, legs to tabletop. Inhale, exhale, curl up, reach the balls long for the foot bar and hover them off the mat. Now extend the left leg long, keeping the right leg at tabletop and pull it back in. Extend the right leg, left leg at tabletop and pull. And left leg and pull. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale. Exhale one more time on each side. Now stand up and curl up if you can. Reach the balls to the ankles, palms up. Now as you extend your legs and your arms, your palms will face each other but still be separated. Now as you pull it all back into tabletop and reach your hands to your ankles, your palms will flip back up to the ceiling. Really tweeze the bottom tips of the shoulder blades and nice wide collarbones. And extend your legs, bring your arms to the ceiling, and pull it back in. Extend legs, arms to the ceiling, and pull. Here's 4. We have 1 more. And 5. Now come back in, extend your legs to the ceiling. Can you bring your balls to tap behind you? Or as much as you can, right? Now extend your left leg down towards the foot bar and hug a tree. Tap your arms behind your right leg and open and tap the hug a tree behind your left leg. Now open the hug a tree and tap. Here's 3. After this, we'll take a break. 4. Nice hug a tree arms. Legs up to the ceiling. Rest your head and shoulders. Get rid of your weights. With 2 fingers, show your pointer finger and your thumb, hold on to the shoulder blocks or the pegs behind you. Now we'll lower your legs down for 1, 2, 3, and lift. 2, 3, and down. 2, 3, lift. 2, 3. While you're doing this, really focus on your neutral spine and nice wide shoulder blades. We don't need to add any unnecessary pressure to our upper body right now. And with all the arm work. Now bend your knees to tabletop. Float your fingertips up to the ceiling out of your strong 12th rib. We're going to go into hundreds. Inhale, exhale, curl up. Extend your arms to working level. Now inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Try to keep your pumping above your hips. Don't crunch your chin to your chest or look up at the ceiling. You want to keep a nice continuous curve from the tip top of your spine up through your tail. Now bend your legs into a diamond position and squeeze your heels extra hard and really work that turn out. Here's 8. Now extend for the last 20 and really squeeze that turn out still. And 1 more set. Rest your head, neck, and shoulders. Draw your legs to tabletop. Take your hands, interlace your fingers behind the base of your skull at your neck, thumbs long down your neck. Inhale, exhale, curl up, making your head heavy in your hands. Extend your right leg, rotate, dropping that left elbow to the outside of the former and come back to your center. Then extend the left leg, rotate, dropping that right elbow. Think more about dropping the lower elbow than bringing the elbow to the knee. Because a lot of times we just bring the elbow across the body rather than getting a complete rotation. And 1 more. Now give your knees a hug. Woo! And rest your head, neck, and shoulders. Do a gentle little rock from side to side. Place your feet on the foot bar. And oopsies. Go ahead and roll to the side. We need to go ahead and grab our straps. I have not done that yet after our work inside the reformer. We're going to move into coordination, and we need the handles for that. All right. Back onto the back. That was a nice little break there, right? Or I thought it was a nice break. All right. Bend your biceps in really tight to the ribs, squeezing the ribs into the biceps, squeezing the shoulder blades down the back, bringing the hands into the shoulders, palms up. Bring the legs in without tucking. So only bring the legs into wherever you can without tucking. Inhale, exhale. We're going to extend our arms long as we curl up and extend our legs to working level. We're going to pull our legs back in and pull our arms, bend our elbows, bring our hands into our shoulders. If you need to rest your head, neck, and shoulders, please do so. Exhale and extend everything. Pull the legs, pull the arms, rest your head if you need to. Bend the knees, bend the arms. Now we're going to add on. Inhale, exhale, extend. Turn it out to Pilates feet and tap the heels for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now go up, 2, 3, 4, 5, and lower. 2, 3, 4, 5, and tap. 2, 3, 4, 5, and lift. 2, 3, 4, 5, and lower. 2, 3, 4, 5. Come back to parallel. Draw the legs in. Draw the arms into the shoulders. Rest your head and shoulders if you need to. Exhale, flex the feet and walk. 2, 3, tiny walks. 4, 5, and up. 2, 3, 4, 5, lower. 2, 3, 4, 5, and walk. 2, 3, 4, 5, up. 2, 3, 4, 5, and lower. 2, 3, 4, 5. Point the feet, draw the legs in, draw the arms in, rest the head, neck, and shoulders. Find the foot bar, peg the straps, press yourself up to sitting. All right, we're going to change our springs for kneeling work. If you would like any sort of padding for under your knees, please go ahead and find that right now. You can also do this work in crisscross applesauce or with your legs extended long in front of you. We're going to change the springs over to one medium spring, one red spring on my machine. If you would like a lighter spring, please go ahead and use one blue. I'm going to drop my headrest. If this hurts your knees, to have your toes together and your knees apart, please feel free to tuck your toes and place your heels against the shoulder blocks. I'm going to be working sitting on my heels today. It's going to help boost it up for me. Personally, I prefer this position than more of a turnout position, although I know it's important to work parallel. I've been working a lot of parallel lately. I'm going to work turnout today. Now, with the one red spring, I will cue you to lean into the springs a little bit. If you have one blue spring on, don't lean into the springs. You could most likely tip forward right over into the springs for your foot bar. Okay, I'm going to take my handles and pull them next to my hips. I have a slight bend in my elbow, so they're a little bit in front of my hips. I have my abs drawn up and in. I'm tweezing the back tips of my shoulder blades out. I'm drawing the ribs together on the front. I've stacked my shoulders over my hips. I'm going to inhale, exhale, float my arms up to my sternum, 12th rib. Feel the weight of the springs pulling your shoulder blades up, back, and down. Or not just back and down. And forward, and lower. And inhale, and exhale. We're gonna do one more, and we're gonna add on. Now, if you've chosen to sit on your tush, please don't add on. Please do 5 more, just regular servings. Otherwise, we're going to squeeze our glutes and float up in a neutral spine. Lean into the weight of the springs just a little bit. Make sure you're in a flat back position and lower it back down with a neutral spine. And lift it up with a neutral spine, really squeezing the glutes and inner thighs to get there, and lower it back down. And here's 3. Really make sure your shoulders are nice and flat across the front, and you're not bringing your pinky blades, your pinkies in to tap in the center of your body. One more and stay up. Now from there, I'm going to tap my fingers in front of my sternum 12th in a hug a tree position. I'm going to open to wide hug a tree and close it together on the exhale. And inhale to open. Make sure you're squeezing your glutes, the bottom tips of your shoulder blades. Nice wide collarbones, right guys? Here's 4 and 5. From there, I'm going to bring my hands into a diamond position with my thumb together and my pointer fingers together. And I'm going to bring the diamond to my forehead with my thumbs together in between my eyebrows. I'm going to extend the arms without shrugging my shoulders and pull it back in. If this is not a move that I am capable of doing, I'm going to separate my arms into Supergirl so that my arms are lined up with the uprights and pull it back. Let's do 3 more, whichever one you chose. 4. One more, guys. Really squeeze those glutes. Now, take the hand and bring it up over your head to behind your head. We're going to do shave the head. If you can't do this, feel free to continue a salute. We're going to extend the arms over, reaching forward, bringing our biceps by your ears without shrugging the shoulders. Again, if you cannot do this, we're going to separate our hands in front of the uprights, just Supergirl. 3 more here, your choice. 3, 4, 5. Now carefully bend the elbows in front, bringing the hands down in front of the hips. We're going to do Upside down teardrops are like half circles below the shoulders. So with a slight bend in the elbows, we're going to bring our hands up and serving, open them wide to the T in front of our bodies, and lower them down to the hips. We don't want them to come behind the body. We could hurt our backs or twerk something, or we really want to protect ourselves. One medium spring can be a little heavy. Make sure you're not bringing your hands too far in front of your body when you're coming up through the center. One more in this direction, and then we're going to reverse. Now come out to the T with slight bend, forward to serving, lower to the hips. T, serving, hips. Here's 3. Here's 4. And here's 5. Bring your hands down in front of your hips. Leave them in front of your hips as you sit back. Slowly bring the carriage into the bumper and peg the straps. Hold on to the foot bar as you step off to the side carefully. We're going to go ahead and leave one red spring on to begin. We're going to put our box on, long box style. Now, if you would like a sticky mat, please go ahead and place it on. We're going to be doing some swan work or some prone work facing the foot bar to begin. I have one red spring on. One hand on, other hand on. One leg, other leg. The sternum 12th rib should be at the front of the box. Again, one red spring or medium spring on. Squeeze your glutes and inner thighs. Draw the belly button up and in, draw the ribs together. Now, without lifting the head, neck, and shoulders or shrugging, we're going to press into the foot bar as we slide the shoulders down the back, and then bring it back in. And press into the foot bar, sliding the shoulders down the back. If you feel the carriage pop, you've used too much momentum. Always make sure that your elbows are below your shoulders as well. Really squeeze those legs together. One more. And now we're going to add swan or back extension. So press out on 1. Lift up on 2 with straight arms. Press away with straight arms on 3. And come in on 4. Now press out on 1. Shoulders should be firmly down the back now. Up and lower and in. And press and lift and lower and in. Belly button up and in, ribs wrapped. Squeeze those glutes and inner thighs. And lower and in. Now, go ahead and place one blue spring on, one light spring on, and take the medium spring off. Press out just a few inches if you're in too close to the bumper. Place your right hand underneath the shoulder now, and bring your left hand to the small of the back. Now, press out as far as you can without momentum, and resist the carriage back in. And press the carriage out. Most likely, your elbow will be in front of the box. That's exactly where it should be. Don't let it slam in there, right? One more. With the reduced spring, this should be a little easier. Now, take the left hand and place it in front of the left shoulder, and take the right hand and place it on the small of the right back. And now press with control. Resist with control. Press with control. Resist with control. 3. And 4. 5 is my magic number lately. Don't know why. And one more. And resist it back in. All right, place both hands on the foot bar. Bring your legs over to the left side and come up to sitting. We're going to keep it on one blue spring, but we can adjust the tension on the springs ourselves. The closer we are to the end, the lighter the tension will be on the spring. And the further away, the higher the tension will be on the spring. And you can change your tension in between exercises. I'm going to begin by sitting on the edge of the box. Don't fall off. I'm going to dangle my feet off the edge, but if you feel yourself rocking from hip to hip too much, go ahead and place your heels on the carriage. Lift your toes up a little bit so they don't get, just enough so they don't rub too hard on the frame of the reformer. And then that'll help you to stabilize from hip to hip. I'm going to place my hand on the end or on the box, draw the shoulder up, back and down, press into it to help stabilize the body. I'm going to bring the arm up to a T in my periphery, and I'm going to bicep curl for 5. Try not to break the wrist. And 3. Abs up and in, wrap the ribs, shoulders over hip. If you have a mirror, go ahead and take a look. And 1. Now, take the right hand, take the strap in the right hand. Pull it so your shoulders are square. Go ahead and take a look in the mirror, and they're right next to each other. Mine comes to my hip, that's just where it comes. I like my left hand on my left hip. Now we're gonna do a shrug without lifting the right shoulder. So bring the elbow to the side, bring the hand to the right side of the body, and then float the right hand to the left side of the body. And shrug, like you're elbowing a friend next to you discreetly. Here's 3. 4. 5, we're gonna add on from here. If you don't want to, please don't do it. We're going to do the unsheath the sword. So look down at your hand, watch it as it pulls across and extends at an angle away from you. Bend it back down and bring it across. Try not to break your wrist while you're doing this, and try not to let your shoulder take over. Really squeeze in those muscles under the arm that we've been working on all class. Here's 4. If you feel it in your back, you're probably arching to pull the strap across. Go ahead and draw your ribs together, draw the belly button to the spine. Now, we're gonna take our left hand, that's what it is, and place it with our thumb hooking the handle into the strap. Place your right hand and just gently float it on top of the fingertips. Rotate towards the strap, but bring the strap in the middle of your sternum 12th rib. We don't want the arms to lead, we want the body to rotate and the strap to come with it. Rotate towards the right and come back to the left. Handle the strap so that it's not going further than you in either direction. Because it'll really want to come to the back, but really resist that. Imagine that you're a towel that's getting wrung out of water and you're really rotating. And here's 5. Now, bring the left hand in like a blade. Squeeze that bicep into the rib, just like in coordination. Place the right hand down by the side, light though, right? Like a blade as well. We're gonna do a side bend. You have to be careful not to press over so far that you topple into the springs. So we're going to press up like we're shaving the face, and you reach to where the wall and the ceiling meet to the right. Now come back down, and press to where the wall and the ceiling meet on the right, and come back in. Make sure you're not rotating. True side bend. Let's do 2 more. Here's 4. And 1 more. 5. Slowly bring the carriage back into the bumper. Place the handle on the peg. Come off to the side real fast. We're going to place one hand on the back of the box facing the uprights, other hand on the back. Now come on up, place the sternum 12th rib right here at the end of the box. Now use your hands to pull out just a little bit until your feet can find the foot bar. Come up to a high heel position and pull yourself back the rest of the way to the upright. Your hands on the upright should be below your shoulders. Again here, you might want a sticky mat. My fingers are all on the same side, and my thumb is on the same side as well. So my palms are facing each other. From there, I'm going to pull in with my elbows brushing the side of the box and resist it back down. Tweezing the bottom tips of the shoulder blades the whole time. I'm not shrugging, and pull. Squeeze the glutes, because I did not. Squeeze the inner thighs, draw the belly button up and in, and wrap the ribs. Here's 4, or might be on 5, I lost count. And 1 more. Now stay there and place the left hand on the small of the back. Now extend the right arm as far as you can and pull it back in. It might not be a full extension. A half extension is a really good goal since the spring is extended so far. Now, stay into the bumper or stay into the uprights, place the left hand on, place the right hand at the small of the back. Go halfway back and pull it back in. And halfway back and pull it back in. Don't shrug the shoulders. 3. Here's 4. And here's 5. Stay at the uprights, place both hands on. Give me more weight between the pointer finger and the middle finger, and squeeze the upright with your thumbs in the middle of the pointer and middle finger. Now with wider elbows below the shoulder blades, extend the arms and pull it back inside the shoulder blades down your back. Extend and pull. Pull it wide. This should feel, I like the way this feels because it's a different movement than we've done, right? Here's 4, well, it's more of a swan movement. Now, keeping under the bumper, extend your arms, let your shoulders shrug here. Place your left hand on the carriage, squeeze the carriage. Flex your feet now, and slowly use your hands to ride the carriage back into the foot bar with your feet flexed so you don't break a toe. Bend your knees in, come all the way in carefully with control. Keep your hands on the reformer frame. Step off to one side, step off to the other side. We're going to do the arms to the right side of the reformer now. So again, I'm going to sit on the box. We can adjust our spring tension by scooting closer to the uprights, which will make our spring tension lighter, or further to the foot bar to make the spring tension heavier. I have my feet dangling off to the side, but if you feel yourself rocking too much from hip to hip, place your heels on the carriage in front of the box to help stabilize your body. I'm going to reach in, I'm going to find the strap. I'm going to bring it up to a T in my periphery. I'm going to place my hand on the box or on the side of the box if I'm on the edge for stability. I'm going to draw my abs up and in, wrap my ribs, take a look in the mirror and make sure you're stacked. Shoulders over hips, and now bicep curl for 5. Don't bend your wrist or break your wrist. 2. Don't forget to breathe. And here's 4. And here's 5. Now, we're going to take the strap in the left hand at the right hip. I'm going to place my right hand on my right hip because it makes me feel fancy. Staying stacked, we're going to slide the hand across the body as if we're shrugging or elbowing a friend next to us and slide it back across. It's a discreet elbow or nudge. And here's 3. And 4. And 5. And now we're going to go to unsheath the sword. Otherwise, we're going to keep shrugging or elbowing our friend if we'd like. Pull it across and extend the arm. Keeping our gaze on our hand the whole time. As the hand comes across, we keep our gaze on it. As it crosses the hip, our shoulders will slightly rotate. We'll keep an eye on the hand. 2. 3. 4. Let's do one more. And then we're going to do the rotation. So, place your right hand in the handle with our thumb on the opposite side. Pull the strap as we rotate. So the strap is right in between our sternum 12 rib. And place your left fingers on top of your right fingertips. So your right arm's moving the strap. Now rotate towards the foot bar and come back through the center. Imagine that you have a pole going from the tip top of your head up through your tail. And so you can't lean in to move the spring. You have to really use your rotational muscles. Let's do one more. Now, take your left hand, squeeze the bicep into the rib, bring the hand into a blade for shave the face. The bicep will be squeezing like coordination. Place your hand on the box or to the side of the box. And now don't tip into the springs, but reach up to where the wall and the ceiling meet and pull it back in with control. Sliding the shoulder blade down the back and press away and side bend. Ooh, this arm is not as strong as my other arm. And here's 3. And here's 4. And one more. 5. Ooh, and come back in. Now carefully come into the bumper. Go ahead and peg the strap real fast. What we're going to do is we're going to place one hand on the end of the box towards the uprights, other hand on the end of the box. We're not doing upright pulls again. We're going to do swimming facing the uprights. So I hope your foot bar is telling on you. Really use your glutes and inner thighs and pull those legs up, that arching in the back. So draw the belly button to the spine, wrap the ribs. Reach the arms long and in front of you on the frame. If this is as much as you have going on right now, that's great. If you can give me some more, float your hands up off the reformer frame. Don't bring them up higher than your biceps by your ears. If you can, give me a slight back extension. And now begin swimming. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's 2. Good, here's 3. And 4. 1 more. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lower your arms, lower your legs. Allow your head to dangle if it doesn't make you sick. Take a couple nice deep breaths here. One more. Keep your hands on our reformer frame. Step one foot off, step the other foot off, and then release one hand at a time. Remove your box. All right. From there, we're going to make sure that our headrest is down. We're going to place one medium spring or one red spring on and take the one light spring or the one blue spring off. Sit down on the side of your reformer. Place your legs through the headrest. Make sure that you have a hand's width from your tailbone to the edge of the machine to protect your sacrum. The springs are light, so we're going to take our handles and place them on our arms like bracelets and choke up. No matter where we choke up to, we're only going to hold on with our pointer finger and our thumb, like we're holding something stinky. Reach your arms in front of you in line with the uprights. Drop the shoulders up, back, and down. If your uprights are very narrow, you might want to bring them a little bit further apart. Take a look in the mirror, make sure that you're drawing your ribs together, belly buttons up and in, and you're stacking your shoulders over your hips. Now, tuck your tail to begin to move the carriage as you articulate back to a C-shaped curve. And articulate back up again to sitting up tall. Untuck will be the last thing to lift. Now, tuck the tail to move the machine first. Don't lean back to move the machine. And here's 3. And 4. Really find the articulation and enjoy the movement. Final one. Oh, my ribs just popped on that one. Don't do that. And 5. And come back up to sitting up tall. Now, take your handles and place them up over your elbows, or at your elbows, up near your biceps. Bring your arms to a 90-degree position. Don't start leaning back already like I was doing. We want a slight hinge forward, and now we want a flat back, lean back. If you've come back too far, when you tweeze the bottom tips of your shoulder blades and open your arms to a field goal position, your legs will get light. Close the field goal, and then sit up. Maybe come back not as far. So flat back, hinge back, drawing the belly button to the spine, open the arms, close the field goal, sit up tall. Flat back, hinge back. Here's 3. Really tweeze the bottom tips of the shoulder blades, just like you would a chest expansion here. Don't allow your elbows to touch in the center, guys. We want to keep that nice wide collarbone. Let's do one more. And back up to sitting up tall. Now from there, we're going to find the straps again with our pointer finger and thumb. We're going to do a rotational bow and arrow. If you have one leg stacked over the other, please go ahead and switch your leg stack here. So if your right leg stacked over your left, stack your right leg on top of your right, or your left leg on top of your right. Now, leaving my left arm where it is, I'm going to pull my right arm back. Elbow driving towards the foot bar as I rotate back to look at the foot bar and come back to center. Now I'm going to go left. I'm rotating from the belly button up So nothing from the belly button below is moving. We're only going to do 3 to each side here. Try not to shrug your shoulders as you pull. One more. Now, begin to release the straps. Let the carriage come into the bumper. Peg your straps. Bring your arms up, up, up. Biceps by ears. If you have shoulder problems, please feel free to come here, or here, or here, wherever you can reach to. From there, I'm going to sit up tall, 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 tall. I'm going to reach to the right to where the wall and the ceiling meet and pull it back up with my left side obliques. And reach to the left where the wall and the ceiling meet, pull it back up with my right side obliques. Now, as I reach to the right, my left hip is firmly grounded. Inhale. You don't want to dump it all into the side that you're leaning towards. You want to lengthen in both sides. And one more to the left. And sit up tall, tall, tall. Good. We're going to come to the side of the machine. Let's go ahead and double check and make sure that we have one medium or one red spring on. So from there, I'm going to come down. I'm sorry, one red and one blue. So that's one medium and one light spring. I was like, that's very light. That's not right. So we're going to do scooter. And for arms today, when we're doing scooter, we want to make sure that we're pulling the arms down the back and allowing the shoulders to come away from the ears and really using our arms to stabilize the machine while squeezing under the arms, drawing the rib skin, drawing the belly button to the spine. So I'm going to bend my knee to the outside of the carriage. My toes are tucked against the shoulder block and my knee is hovered off the mat. I want my knees lined up with each other. And for stability purposes, I have the inside of my left calf resting against or stabilized by the reformer frame. Now I'm going to press my arms into the carriage, draw the shoulder blades down the back, have a straight line in the tip top of my head out through my tail, drawing my ribs together, my abs up, and I'm going to extend my leg and drop back in. Try not to move your hips to extend the leg. Try to squeeze your glute. 4, we're going to 10, 5, 6, make sure you're squatting, 8, 9, 10. Now, rotate the femur in the hip socket so you're turned out but still square. You want to keep your hips and your shoulders square, but really rotate so your knees tracking over your big toe into turned out position and then extend. When I do this, my big toe is basically still resting a little bit on the carriage. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now, go ahead and rest your knee on the carriage, reach down, and take that medium spring off. So all you have left is one light or one blue spring. I'm going to walk my toe up so it's in line with the end of the reformer. I'm going to square my hips off. I don't want to be like this. This is how it was with one hip pop. So I want to make sure that my hips are even. And then I'm going to squeeze my glutes to really press that hip forward to find a psoas stretch there. And release. Now press it forward and hold. The carriage isn't moving. One more. Place your hands on the foot bar. Now press it down. If you have hip problems, please don't do this. If you'd like, go ahead and press your front leg straight to a split. Wherever you are, go ahead and take your left arm and reach it up and over for a side bend. Come back through center, replace your hand, bend that front knee, come back in through this psoas stretch with square hips, place your hands on the foot bar, release your right foot from the carriage. We're going to do an inner thigh stretch next. If it's too much for you, what you're going to do is keep your leg that's on the ground bent while you do it. So, I'm going to lift my headrest up first. And I'm going to place is the ball of my foot between the headrest and the carriage. I have my toes right by the front foot of the reformer, just my big toe. I'm going to lift my arms up and articulate down, up to wherever you can. Now, if you need to, go ahead and bend here and find the stretch, right? We're going to just bend and straighten that front leg. But if you'd like the full stretch, press it out to a split. If this is uncomfortable in a way that it should not be, please just bend and straighten that foot on the ground to go ahead and find the stretch. When you press the carriage out, try to find a flat back position. One more. Now, keep your hands on the carriage as you carefully step off and bring your hands off. Sit down to the side. Place that medium or red spring back on so you have 2 springs on the machine, 1 medium, 1 light. Come down to the line. Bring your heels into a high heel position to the side with your legs squeezed together. Press the carriage away. Lower the left heel as the right knee bends over the carriage, heel still high, and lift. Lower the right heel with the left foot high, and switch. Switch. Make sure that your hips are really stable and that your legs are moving like a piston. Up and down, up and down, and up and down. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Drop both heels under, make her bend the knees, and carefully come in. Now, press up to the left side. We're going to do scooter and stretches over here. Hands on the foot bar. Your hand closest to the carriage or closest to the middle of the springs won't be in the middle. It'll be right to the side closest to you in the middle. So I'm on the left side, so if this is the middle, I want it right to the left of the middle. My toes are tucked, my heels against the shoulder block. I'm going to bend both knees, try to square my hip. Press the carriage away, really squeeze under the arms to really press into the arms to drive the shoulder blades down the back. Nice open collarbone. Abs up and in, ribs wrapped, and press from the glutes. And press from the glutes. If you have a mirror, go ahead and take a look and make sure that you're not really swaying in the back or rotating in the hips to make this movement happen. Really bend into that squat in the right leg. Here's 8 and 9, and here's 10. Now, bring the carriage in, rotate the femur in the hip socket so your knees tracking over your big toe, but your hips and your shoulders are still square, and now press with the heel to press away. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now come all the way back in. Rest your knee on the carriage as you take the medium spring off. All you'll have on is 1 blue or 1 light spring. Bring your right toes to the front of the reformer frame and really try to square those hips that we were talking about earlier. Now squeeze the glutes on the left side to find that psoas stretch. Hold it. And release. Inhale, exhale, and squeeze to drive that forward to find that nice psoas stretch. And release. Let's do one more. Hold it here. And now press the carriage away as you drive that hip down and bend that front knee. If you'd like to stay here, you can. Or if you'd like to press out into a split, you're welcome to. Take your right arm up and off, and side bend to the left side. Dropping that shoulder down. Don't let that left shoulder come up to your ear. I know everybody's tired. Come back up. Bring the hand back to the foot bar. Bend the knee to come back in. Press through that psoas stretch as you come up to standing, and step off of that leg. We're going to do the side stretch. Again, if it's too much pressure, then go ahead and just come into it by squatting on the right leg and not extending to a full center split. I'm going to bring my right big toe right under the carriage on the machine. I'm going to hold on to the foot bar, or you hold on to the carriage as you bring your foot up and put the ball of the foot between the carriage and the shoulder block. Now again, if I need to, I'll just bend my knee to find that stretch. Otherwise, feel free to extend into the full straddle split, coming into a flat back position when you're stretched out all the way with a bent knee or not. Come back up and find a squat or a full split. And lift it back up. And one more. Now come back up. Step off to the side. Place one medium spring on, so you have one medium or one light spring. On my machine, that's one red, one blue. Come down to your back. Come into a high heel position with your legs in parallel. Squeeze together in the center. Press it away and lower the heels under 2, 3, and lift. 2, 3, and lower. And exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. Try to keep a neutral spine the whole time. Here's 6 and 7 and 8. Try to keep the weight centered mostly between your big toe and your second toe to rise up and down evenly. Now lower your heels under, micro bend your knees. Carefully come into the bumper. Let's go ahead and press yourselves up to sitting. I'm going to go ahead and lower my headrest because after footwork, or after feet and straps, we're going to be doing short spine, so I'd like to go ahead and have my headrest lowered now. If you need your headrest up, that's completely fine. Please don't forget to lower your headrest before short spine. If you're going to do that, I'm going to make sure that I have 2 springs on, one medium, one light, one red, one blue. I'm going to come down onto my back. I'm going to press the carriage away with both feet. I'm going to bend my right foot in, place the strap on my foot, extend my right foot long, bend the left foot in. Whoa, come on, strap. There we go, it's on the left foot too. Now I'm going to bend into a frog. I can come in as far as I can without tucking. Once I start tucking, I need to extend my legs away from me a little bit more. And now press out to the frog, pressing through the heels, squeezing legs together and pull it back in. And frog and pull. I'm going to bend my elbows slightly to the side because it feels nice on my shoulder blades right now. It's a trick that helps flatten and widen shoulder blades and find a nice openness across the collarbone. Here's 8, 9, and 10. Now come back in. Now press it out and point your feet. Now open to the side and squeeze them back together with your inner thighs. We're going to stay pointed for 5. And this is 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. And now flex your feet. And here's 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Point your feet, float them up to the ceiling and parallel. Now lower with a point and flex to lift. And lower with a point and flex to lift. And point and flex and point and flex and point and flex. Stay flexed and flex it down and point to lift and flex it down and point to lift and flex and point and flex and point. One more. Now turn it out, open your legs to the side and circle them down around to the foot bar and float them back up, no tucking. And open and circle and lift. And turn out the entire time right now. 2 more in this direction. 1 more in this direction. And reverse. 2 After this last one, we're gonna go ahead and go into short spine. So go ahead and bring your legs into a frog, platform your arms by your side. Make sure your headrest is down. Press your legs to working level on 1. Pike at the hips. Begin to squeeze the glutes and articulate up on 2. Bend the legs into a frog with the knees over the shoulder blocks on 3. And articulate down, down, down. Bring the feet with you on 4. Extend on 1. Pike and lift on 2. Frog on 3. Articulate down on 4. Pike, now pike. Working level. Now we're going to bend to a frog and articulate down. Let's do 2 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Final 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Extend the legs up. Give a gentle pull on the straps. Try to keep your tail down all the way for a hamstring stretch. Go ahead and walk your legs just a little bit, just micro bend walks. Now, extend your legs to a straddle position. Go ahead and use 2 fingers on the straps for some extra weight. You don't need to yank them down. Go ahead and rock gently from side to side if you'd like. Go ahead and bend the legs into a happy baby position. Again, if you'd like 2 fingers to facilitate the stretch, please do so. Bring the legs, feet into a butterfly. Bring the bottoms of the feet together. If you have flexibility and lack of issues, go ahead and drop the feet down to the springs. Go ahead and come back to a butterfly. Bring it into a frog. Extend the right leg long. Take the left foot out of the strap. Bend the right leg till the left leg can find the foot bar. Take the right foot out of the strap. Carefully come into the bumper. Go ahead and come up to sitting tall. Let's go ahead and ground both feet. Take a nice big inhale and exhale. Guys, thank you so much for joining me for this class. If you have any questions or need any modifications, please feel free to reach out. Thank you so much and have a great day.